Well, as the weather warms up, you might start thinking more and more about what you're putting on your plate. But just because bathing suit season is right around the corner, that doesn't mean you should crash diet. I'm joined now by weight loss coach Charles D'Angelo. And Charles, this is probably something that you see a lot of, people looking for a quick fix to lose weight.
All the time. They want to be rather spontaneous, but they want to get the results of someone that's strategic. And I think that if a person recognizes that to be successful in the long haul, after all, that's what it's all about, is not only getting in shape for the summer season or to be able to look good at the pool, but more importantly, to be able to maintain the things that you accomplish, you need to be strategic rather than spontaneous. And many people, I always say, have an internal traffic signal. You know, when I was driving over here today and I came up to the red light, I looked at that and I thought, it's kind of symbolic of what I see in a lot of people, and that their yellow light does not work. They have a red that goes just fine, turns on, stop, and green, go, 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 but they don't have that moment in between where they kind of take caution and slow down. And I think if a person gets that working, they don't encounter the problems that many find when they start any new program.
Now, you say crash diets are bad for you physically, but mentally as well?
Well, I think that when a person crash diets, they take really massive action and oftentimes deprive themselves. One thing that you see in anyone that's worked with me is they're eating about 6 times a day. They're eating very, very, very normal, lean proteins, fruits and vegetables, complex carbs, so there's no deprivation. The other thing is just regular cardiovascular exercise. Having that diet in place, having the exercise in place, those 2 legs of the stool in place, but adding this part, that is thinking about it so that you become rather patterned and it becomes habitual. Just like when you drive a car, when you first start driving and you're a kid and your dad takes you out to drive and he's a nervous wreck and you think about every action, it's kind of forceful at first. But once you get ingrained into it and you've practiced and a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by, it becomes automated. It becomes part of your subconscious. So getting into a strategy, a pattern, is what's so helpful for a person to make a healthy lifestyle who they are rather than what they're trying to become.
Now, we're going to show some photos of your success stories, clients who lost a lot of weight, but in a healthy way. So talk about what we're seeing.
And they've lost it very rapidly. I think the first we'll be seeing here is Jeff Levinson. He just reached his goal. He lost nearly 150 pounds just since August. Now, look, that's the type of result you see in quote-unquote crash diets, right? But Jeff didn't crash diet. You look at him, and he's lost that massive amount of fat through strategic eating and exercise, just balancing those two together with a healthy mindset so that when he goes out with his buddies, when he's out on the weekends, he's not doing whatever comes at him, he's not eating whatever's there, he has a plan ahead of time. And when you have a plan ahead of time, you can function more effectively and stay on track with being healthy.
And we've got
you look at another gentleman there, Buzz Brown, who's lost 240 pounds, and he's in maintenance. He's kept it off now a year or more. Christine Kopczynski there, who's lost over 100 as well. All these folks have experienced unbelievable change, not only physically, but mentally, because they've learned how to look at themselves as a fit and healthy person. And when you own that identity, when it's not only about the goal, but it's about what you become because of going after the goal, that's where it all happens.
Charles D'Angelo, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
That's all of our time for First at 4. Jeopardy's next, the News Channel 5 at 5. You can get news, sports, and weather 24/7 on KSDK.com. See you in 30 minutes.